Okay, so we need to talk about the Days Gone review scores once again here. And we're not going to be talking about Metacritic. What we're going to be talking about is IGN and GameSpot specifically. Now, I've talked about them a little bit, and I thought that this was over, but there's been more that's come out since we talked about it, and I hope that this is the final video. But I really need to rant a little bit here, and I hope you guys will hear me out with this one, because you already know on my thoughts and impressions video, I'm enjoying Days Gone, and I've been enjoying Days Gone, and I'm just really, really confused as to what some of these reviewers were thinking. Now, at first, I thought, okay, maybe some of these review scores are a little bit lower than we were expecting, or lower than they should be, because it's come out that apparently, and it's been out, that Days Gone was given out pretty early to some review outlets, and it was pre-patch. So there was a lot of things that were broken. There was a lot of technical issues. They have since fixed, and the patch did come out the day of launch, at least the big major one that we're talking about here. There's been more since that have improved the game even more, and with my time with the game personally, I haven't experienced anything, and anything I have experienced is so minor, so little, that it really hasn't caused any problem. I haven't even noticed it. There's nothing I can think of off the top of my head, you know? So I think maybe it was a little bit of a strange move for Sony to give out review copies before the patch was ready. I don't know why they would have done this. I'm sure they have their reasons. I'm sure they, didn't expect it to go down this way. And if any review outlet had to lower the game's review score because of this, totally understandable. But when we look at IGN and when we look at specifically GameSpot, now GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10. And it's universally agreed upon that this game is not a 5 out of 10. Okay, unless you have some kind of grudge against this game, it's not a 5 out of 10. We all know this, and GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm going to talk a little bit about GameSpot later on here, but first I want to acknowledge this really strange and bizarre video that really triggered me to make this video, and it's from IGN, and it's titled Days Gone Rating Everything Thumb War. And it's sitting at 20k views right now. It has 700 likes and almost 1.5k dislikes. And it almost seems to me that this video, I watched it, it's pretty short, it's like 4 minutes. It's almost like they're trying to defend their review score, or indirectly defend it, which they gave a 6.5 out of 10, and they've gotten a lot of criticism for it, rightfully so. I'm going to play the intro clip of this video, so listen to it.
You hate reading a bunch of journo waffle about a game that you've already decided is a 10 on 10 will purchase. At this point, all you want to hear is what is banging and what guff will do your head in. Here's every little doohickey in Days Gone with an award of a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Then you can make up your own damn mind and get off our case about it.
So this is just bizarre to me. Like, I really don't understand the purpose of this video. The description says, sick of Days Gone videos that discuss things like gameplay and value? We've got you covered with our verdict on literally everything else, whether it matters or not. Welcome to IGN Thumb War. I don't understand what to make of this video, because it's almost like they're saying, it's almost like they're laughing or trying to point and make fun of the people who are criticizing their review score. And that's just what I get from this. I'm not trying to make more out of it than it is, but that's legitimately the feeling I got, especially with that little intro clip there. And then it just goes on and on about a bunch of stuff in the game that, like it says here, it's pretty much everything besides the actual gameplay or value, which I guess is kind of the opposite of a review in a way. But, you scroll down to the comments and you see how people are responding to this. I'll just read some of the top comments here. Thumbs up for Days Gone. Thumbs down for IGN. That has almost 500 upvotes. IGN. Game telling me to run away. Cowards. Also IGN. Give me easy mode in Sekiro. I think that's referencing something in this video where they give a thumbs down because it recommends that if you're overwhelmed by freakers in this game, that you run away. They give that a thumbs down and call them cowards. I don't know if, I don't understand. Is this a parody? Are they trying to be funny? Because that's I don't get it. That's what you should do in the game. That's how you should play the game, right? Like, I don't know. Continuing on here, says the people who rated Fortnite a 9.6. Ooh. Thumbs up for Days Gone, thumbs down for IGN. Somebody else posted that, and it also got upvoted. It says, they really aren't zombies, though, and if you took the time to play it, you'd see that. If I had to compare them to something, they're like the infected from I Am Legend. Zombies are thoughtless dead beings, while freakers are pack-oriented living animalistic beings. So, yeah, at some point in this video, as you can tell based off of the context of this comment, they basically give it a thumbs down because it's zombies, right, or something like that. Like, they're complaining, and it's true, they're not zombies. Now that I've been playing the game, there's actually more to them. They are not just the living dead, and I don't understand. I mean, it's just gotten to a point where people who continue to call them zombies, for as similar as they may be, like, I mean, come on, you know, they're trying to add a little bit of depth here. They're trying to add some more to the game, and you're just bringing it down to a level it doesn't need to be at by just calling them zombies. And it really makes me think about the GameSpot review. Now, this one was really, really bad because there's a video by an individual, I believe his name is The Quartering. I don't watch a lot of his content, and I come across it from time to time. In this video I came across, and I was definitely going to watch this video because basically what he does is he talks about how the so-called game journalist, the woman who reviewed Days Gone for GameSpot, you know, he kind of goes in depth with her review and goes over her points, and then also goes on her Twitter a little bit, which she added a little bit more that she wasn't able to get into the actual review, talking about why she gave the game a 5 out of 10. And he basically highlights that with the main review, like most of her biggest gripes with the game, right? Most of her biggest reasons for giving the game such a low score had to do with the story, specifically the main character, Deacon St. John. One of the biggest points was that apparently this character is selfish. He's a selfish character, right? And, like, to me, that makes literally no sense because all I've been doing while playing as Deacon St. John so far in this game is either helping my friend Boozer stay alive, doing things for other people, coming across other survivors and helping them, while also trying to find my lost love in the game, right? Like, sounds to me like that's the literal opposite of selfish. So it really, you know, I think his title, or the title of the video or something, was basically pointing at the fact that it almost seems like she didn't play the game. And she also didn't go in depth with gameplay mechanics and describing anything, like how the gunplay feels, how does the character movement feel, all this stuff that people do care about when it comes to reviews and should make a huge impact on a game's overall review score. So he was just kind of pointing out the fact that, yeah, the reason why people don't agree with this 5 out of 10 score is because it's just a bad review. Like, you're not doing enough. You're not doing your job, right? Which is, as a professional game reviewer, you need to go in depth and go through everything. Nobody's sitting here saying that, oh man, you know, these outlets like GameSpot and IGN, you know, what's wrong with them for taking a point or two off because of technical flaws because they had an early copy that didn't have the patch. Really, nobody's saying that. What people are pointing out is that the reasoning that these outlets are giving, they're just dumb. They just don't add up, right? And if you go on this woman's Twitter page, the reviewer at GameSpot, apparently one of the other reasons or one of the things that she just pointed out about the game that she couldn't put in her review for whatever reason, I'm sure they weren't going to let her put this in there, is that apparently she was questioning why all of the freakers were white, right? Like, I mean, that's really strange to me, especially considering apparently, now I haven't come across this in the story yet, maybe I'm not that far, or maybe I have, I don't know, but apparently there is an actual in-game explanation for this, which is really, really funny to me, and really makes me think that maybe this person hasn't actually played that much of the game before they gave their final review. Maybe they did rush it out. And the explanation is that apparently the virus alters the pigmentation of the skin and makes every person white, basically, almost like an albino white, right? And, like, so there's an actual in-game explanation for this, and yet this was something that this person was considering putting as a negative point, right? And you look at IGN, you look at GameSpot, and they're just jokes, man. Like, they're just jokes. Sea of Thieves, IGN gave Sea of Thieves a higher score than Days Gone at launch. Sea of Thieves, a game with literally no content at launch, right? No content. They gave it a 7 out of 10, and they gave Days Gone, IGN gave Days Gone a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, you got to be kidding me here, people. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous, and I just, I really have to scratch my head at IGN with this video. They should just remove this video because it's a joke. It's a joke. They're basically trying to poke at their audience and say, hey, we were right about our review score. And I get that review scores are just opinions at the end of the day. And all this really does is just reaffirm the fact that you cannot look to outlets like IGN or GameSpot, and you cannot take their reviews seriously for any game at all, because it just goes to show that they don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. And when they bring on people like this who just kind of don't do their job the way they should, and it seems like they have some kind of agenda behind everything they're doing and reviewing, it really becomes obvious, and people catch on to that, and people don't like that, because here's what people want, right? I'm gonna make it really simple. What people want from, what people would consider, I guess we could say, a good video game reviewer is a person who's very knowledgeable about video games, has a lot of experience with video games, and when they play a game, they try to get everything out of it that they can, and they make sure that they do almost everything there is to do. So that way, when they come out and they give their opinion, like that's what these reviews are, they seem very informed, very educated, very knowledgeable about what it is they're talking about. And it seems like IGN's a little upset because the individual that they had review the game, I don't know. I haven't heard anything specifically about the person who reviewed Days Gone for IGN, but what I've heard is that IGN has some kind of agenda, and they've always had an agenda, and it's just getting worse, and it's having a big impact on all of their reviews and all of their games. And I believe it, honestly. I mean, we cannot ignore the fact that one of the negatives that one of the individuals working at IGN had when they previewed this game before it launched was that it's another gruff white male. Like, please, just stop with that stuff, okay? Let these people make the game that they want to make. Deacon St. John is an awesome character so far. I haven't even given it a second thought that he's a white male. That has nothing to do with it. He has an interesting personality, and his story's interesting. The color of his skin has nothing to do with anything. And, like, I don't understand why we're even sitting here having this conversation, talking about video games here, people. Like, it's frustrating, and it's annoying, and this is why I have to rant about this, not because these review outlets are, oh man, they're giving a Sony exclusive a low score. No, it's not even about that anymore. It's just like, do your job, and do it right, because, it's really unfortunate for the individuals who spent 7 years of their life working hard on this product and pouring everything they have into this game just for a games journalist, because unfortunately, whether we want to accept it or not, there are a lot of people who do look to outlets like GameSpot and IGN, unfortunately, to give them an informed opinion on whether or not they should go out there and buy this game, right, or buy games in general. And we have these people who are just not doing their jobs, and you have these people at the studios who work hard for years on stuff like this, and their livelihoods in some cases depend on it, because review scores do have an effect, man. They do. Metacritic scores, these are things that publishers look at and they care about. Whether we care about them, that's one thing, but we need to understand that these publishers do care, and it can hurt their image, and it can hurt a studio. And when you see a game that's just so unfairly reviewed like this, it's just sad. And then when you look at the reasons why it's unfairly reviewed, it's hard not to get frustrated. It really is. I've seen so many people, not just on my videos, but on other videos across the internet, coming out here saying, you know what, I was nervous about this game at first. I looked at some of the review scores, and I was thinking, oh man, 5 out of 10, 6, 5 out of 10, oh, that's not good. But, you know, I listened to what some other people who actually played the game and actually gave knowledgeable impressions and reviews of the game had to say, and so I took a chance and I bought it, and most of these people are coming back saying they love the game. They're loving it. They're addicted to it. They're giving it 7.5s, 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, saying it's I've seen some people say it's the best game they've played all year. And at one point they were considering maybe not picking it up. And I get it. At the end of the day, we just have to decide for ourselves what we do want to get, you know, buy into and what we don't want to buy into. But this stuff is relevant, and we need to kind of push this back and let these journalists and these people who are, you know, think they have some kind of, they sit so high up, you know, with their agendas and what they want to push on people. Like, just do your job, man. Like, just do your freaking job. Just review a game and review it well. Just play the game. Let us know. Give us an informed, educated opinion on the game. And that's it. You know, I don't know. I'm going to end the video here. I don't have much to say on this matter. I just think it's kind of a joke. You know, that this video that I saw that came out from IGN, just really, it's bizarre, it's strange, it's completely unnecessary, and I don't know what they're trying to get at with it. All I can gather from it is that they're attempting to defend the review score they gave, especially when you listen to that little intro there that I played earlier in this video. It really makes it seem like they're just trying to take a jab at all of the people who disagree with them, and it's frankly a bad look. It's a real bad look for IGN between, you know, the person they sent out to preview this game saying, uh-oh, it features another gruff white male and stuff like this. It's like, what are you guys doing? Between that and between GameSpot and their 5 out of 10 and their joke of a review, I mean, come on. Come on. You got to do better than this. Alright guys, that does it for the video. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share the video out if you enjoyed it. But until next time, guys, take care.